Salve a tutti ragazzi, benvenuti alla quarta parte di Syberia 3. Eravamo rimasti con Sara e dobbiamo trovare il nonno di Sara praticamente. E stasera incomincia mia moglie subito.
Buonasera a tutti, andiamo a cercare il nonno di Sara.
Steiner.
Trovato. Ecco qua che già vediamo un automa, quindi presumo che conosce Hans Vorarlberg.
Hello. Are you Mr. Steiner? I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Steiner. My name is Kate Walker, and I've come to pick up the prosthesis for Kirk, the Yukel's spiritual guide.
And well, dear Miss Walker, Dr. Efimova has informed me that the young man was not yet in any sort of condition to withstand the operation, and that...
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
It is impossible. That pendant you have around your neck. I would be very obliged if you would entrust me with it for a moment. Please, Miss Walker. Mein Gott! An XZ-2000 automaton heart in perfect working condition. A compensating spring memory. Pendulum ventricles and small mechanical pumps. Everything seems in excellent condition. Donnerwetter! Where on earth did you steal this, Miss Walker?
Ma aspetta, prova un ricordo subito.
I did not steal
Come
it.
dire così, di
It's a
rompere la
souvenir.
minchia.
It's all I have left of Oscar, a very dear friend.
Ah, so. And yet I am actually very familiar with this type of precision mechanism. An infernal precision. Incredible, unique expertise. For this was a Vorarlberg automaton, Miss Walker.
Yes. It was Hans Vorarlberg who designed this object. Tell me, did you know him?
Oh, yeah. He even lived here a few years. We did a lot of work together. He taught me so many different things, you know. So it is useless to try and make up
Inventare
silly
storie.
stories, Miss
Sta
Walker.
calmo, eh.
And I am afraid that I am not about to allow you to leave here as long as you have not told me the truth about where this object comes from.
Madonna, cattiveria. State calmo, figa. Ti piglia un coccolone. Tu cosa fai? Gli parli di Oscar addirittura?
Well, I'm waiting for any
No,
sort
non
of...
so,
Mr.
vedi tu.
Steiner, Oscar was a very special automaton. He inspired almost human emotions. But today he doesn't exist. He isn't dead, of course. Because what has never lived cannot die. Oscar was just dismantled. It had to be like that. All that I have left of him is that heart, a heart made of metal.
It's far more than just a heart, miss. It's far more like a kind of mechanical hard drive. A computer that is full of cogs, gears, and springs. But
Gli è partito un infarto. No. Quasi.
Mr. Steiner,
È
are you all
partito un
right?
infarto davvero, figa?
my heart need my medication. Quickly!
Just don't move. I'll go and get your medication right away. No medication in sight.
Uscire non può, sarà qua in giro. Prendi. Tazza vuota.
A prototype for the clinic aviary?
Fai X, cosa ti dà? Scusa.
Make yourself right at home. Don't mind me. I just own the place.
La Madonna. C'è qualcosa da prendere,
Still
presumo, no?
nothing.
In parte.
Still nothing.
Quell'orologio lì? Niente, quello lì. Oh, là sopra. La Madonna. Ah, la gamba.
Kirk's prosthesis. But it looks like it isn't finished.
Ah, non è finito, ok. Ok. Tieni schiacciato X e sposta la leva. Ok. Vabbè. Adesso.
Fantastic.
Tutto qui.
Who would store medication in this mess?
Quadrato. Cosa che ha preso che non ho capito? Non si è visto. Ah, il ritaglio di giornale. Poi dopo andiamo a leggerlo magari.
Who would store medication in this mess? Who would store medication in this mess?
Tu così hai preso la tazza praticamente.
Fantastic. Who would store medication in this mess? A woman's writing saying, "Grandfather, don't forget to take your medication 3 hours before
3
dinner."
ore prima di cena. Qualche orologio da regolare? Prova a vedere se c'è qualche orologio da regolare.
Still nothing.
Cosa?
Still nothing. Still nothing. Who would store medication in this mess?
Prova ad andare su ancora una volta allora, se c'è qualche...
Who would store medication in this mess?
qualche orologio sopra che puoi mettere a posto probabilmente. Puoi schiacciare ancora questo
A
qui,
prototype for the clinic aviary?
con X. Sta una mazza. Ok.
All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
No, non si fa qua, non c'è un cazzo. Tre ore prima di cena? Aspetta. Cos'è quello sotto? Metti la tazza. Prova a mettere la tazza. Ok. Prova a metti... devi tenere schiacciato X, mi sa, eh. Sto 3 ore prima di cena, che ora alle 3 del pomeriggio. Ce la fai a spostarle? Ecco, prova le 3. Ma ce la fai qualcosa? Ma perché le 6, scusa amore?
No,
Perché mangiano le 9? Un anziano mangia le 9.
alle 6 mangio.
Ah, lei c'era scritto sulla notazione 3 ore prima di cena, quindi alle 3. Penso, ma allora magari, magari sbaglio anch'io, però 3 ore prima di cena di solito uno, magari un anziano mangia alle 6. E? È passato il secondo però, è passato un minuto, scusa. Passa un attimo. Allora. Oh, Cristo Gesù. Eh,
All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
non è questo. Ok, questo era mai. Che cazzo di ora mangia? Magari 6 e mezza? Eh? Oppure come tutti gli altri orologi, cos'è che c'è scritto fuori? 3.35? Tanti sono 3.35. No, no, fermo, fermo, fermo. 3.25, non 35. Quello sotto a destra, cos'è 3.25? Madonna Dio. E intanto il vecchio muore, aspettiamo qua, ciao. Vediamo. Fanculo, non c'è una minchia. Hai idee, amore? Oddio, ci sarà qualche indizio qua.
No medication.
Ma dai.
That could do him more harm than good. A prescription.
Ok, c'era scritto l'orario qua, presumo. Apriamo già anche gli altri, già che ci siamo. Magari troviamo qualcos'altro.
That could do him more harm than good.
Sì, grazie a cazzo, sono anch'io.
Nothing that could help him.
No.
There's no point.
Ovviamente stiamo andando a controllare tutto per capire se c'è
No
qualcos'altro
medication.
di utile.
No way.
Aspettiamo.
That could do him more
Ok,
harm than
niente,
good.
lasciamoli aperti. Ci battiamoci nelle palle. Andiamo a vedere il documento che ci ha dato, però prima, dov'è che è R1? Prescrizione, osserva. Ah, sì, subito. Leggi. Due fiale e 3 scatole. quotidianamente all'ora del tè 17, perché è l'ora del tè 17, scusa. Sicuro? Ok. Bravissima la mia cara moglie. Bravissima. Invece che pensavo che erano 3 ore prima di cena, 6 pensavo. E 3, scusa. Ah, madonna. Buona, se nel frattempo se nel frattempo non è ancora morto perché l'attacco di cuore, noi intanto andiamo in giro a farci i cazzi nostri. Usa, buona, ok.
Thank you for your precious help, my dearest Miss Walker. I'm afraid I may have judged you somewhat hastily.
Don't mention it, Mr. Steiner. Tell me about the prosthesis. I
La
need to take
protesi è
it back
giù.
to Kirk very quickly. If, of course, you agree to let me have it.
Yeah. I just have a few small adjustments to make. It involves very precise and meticulous mechanics, understand?
Will it take long? I'm sorry to insist, but I also have to give a hand to those unfortunate Yukels. I need to help them get across the lake with their herd of ostriches. I'm so worried about them.
Once the mechanical leg is at last ready, I can go to the clinic and bring back young Kirk to you. That way you only have to worry about what happens to the other Yukels.
Ok. Quindi è in debito con me. L'abbiamo salvato,
Well,
no?
Well, thank you. I'll gladly accept your help, Mr. Steiner. I'd be a fool not to take advantage of your sudden change of heart.
yeah. But are you truly aware of what lies in store for the nomads on the other side of the lake?
What on earth's the matter, Mr. Steiner?
The next stage of your journey is the poor, cursed town of Baranor.
Baranor,
It has
ok.
become hell on earth since the time of the last great ostrich migration. Please join me downstairs for a moment, Miss Walker. I'll show you exactly what I mean.
Ah, ho capito. Andiamo a vedere. Allora. Ah sì? Andiamo a vedere subito. Ah. Ehi. Avevo capito, ma che cazzo stiamo cercando? Magari ce lo guardiamo dopo? Sì, guardiamo che cazzo ho da dirci, va. Dove è andato Jimbuti?
Kirk's prosthesis. But it
Eh,
looks like it isn't finished.
ho capito di dove è andato. Allora, l'ho ceccato, Cristo.
Look just next to the films
Guarda
there,
accanto
Miss
di
Walker.
scaffale, sì, dovrebbe
You should
trovare un
find a film on
filmato.
Baranor.
Ah, e questo qua cos'è?
Tools that would have suited Hans.
Ok. Cosa fa? Una pellicola. Questa. Bobina pellicola, ok. Dai, corri. Su, voglio vedere. Quadrata. Vediamo.
Baranor, the cursed city. Baranor, the martyred town. Baranor has been nothing but a field of ruins and desolation since a week after the explosion of reactor number 3 in the nuclear power plant. Baltimore is on the other side of the lake, sheltered from the prevailing winds, and fortunately it seems to have been spared from the deadly radioactive clouds. Our town was mobilized to go to the aid of our neighbors. Although our town's means were modest when compared to such catastrophes, there were nonetheless among us some brilliant mechanical engineers.
Ah,
In
quanto?
record time, they developed a small army of automatons capable of helping the affected people. Those men and dogs of steel could go where a human could no longer set foot without becoming seriously ill. Over there, they could be excavators, rescue workers, and treasure bearers.
Ok, mandano loro nelle miniere praticamente. Va bene, può essere
Oscar,
male.
they all look like
Può
him.
dare una mano là sotto
Truly
praticamente.
magnificent pieces, Nishtvar. The XZ-2000 model is most assuredly one of Hans's major masterpieces.
Their mission was to bring back any survivors of the catastrophe to Baltimore, where the victims would receive the best care in Dr. Zamiatin's clinic. The Crystal, the fairy usually responsible for linking the towns of Baltimore and Baranor every day, carried the new type of rescuers to the scene of the drama and brought back the survivors of the catastrophe.
In
So
pratica
Baranor
ha
suffered the ravages
mandato
of a nuclear
gli automi
accident.
apposto che le
But according
persone
to that
perché
film, the
era
automatons you designed with
un po'
Hans should
pericolosa
have
la
helped
cosa,
save
giusto?
lots of lives, right?
I'm afraid that's not how things went. Because of Captain Obo. Ah, that must be Sarah. Please come this way, Miss Walker. I'll introduce you.
Ok, c'è altro da prendere? La gamba lasciamola qua intanto, mi sembra giusto. Andiamo su.
Miss Walker, may I introduce you to Sarah, my granddaughter?
We've actually already met. Haven't we, Sarah?
I actually owe Miss Walker a candle. Thanks to her calmness and peace of mind, I'm still here and on my feet. She found my medication and gave it to me before it was too late. Donnerwetter.
You don't mean you had another attack, do you? Ah, you're being so very naughty, Grandfather. You absolutely must let Dr. Zamiatin examine you.
Come on, stay calm, my little child. When I go to the clinic to take the prosthesis to the young Yukol, I'll stop by and see the good doctor. Until then, why don't you make yourself really useful to Miss
Sarebbe
Walker?
stato bello che se
She's
anche
looking
questo
for some
capitolo
way to
fosse stato
transport the
in
Yukol
italiano,
caravan to the other side of the
senza
lake.
leggere, o no? Come gli
Well,
altri
I
due.
think I've already found the
Peccato.
solution. The boat in the film, the Crystal, it must be the ship that's docked in the port. If it was able to transport the automatons you and Hans built, it could carry the ostriches across the lake.
Ah, that's not a bad idea. But unfortunately, there's a slight problem of size, dear Miss Walker.
Sentiamo.
What on earth do you mean?
Obo became a poor wreck when he simply abandoned our automatons in Baranor. The coward now drowns his sorrows in vodka. He's convinced that he fled because of the monster in the lake. Heh! Apparently, the imbecile saw the monster, Himmelgott. So he went back on his tracks, abandoning all the automatons in Baranor, as well as the people they were there to rescue.
Ah, bello.
Grandfather, I know you're still really angry with Captain Obo because he abandoned the automatons that you built with your friend Hans in Baranor. He was supposed to wait for them. They were going to take all the survivors they found in the rubble to the boat and then bring everyone here to safety in Valsambor. But in the end, when he got to the beach at Baranor and saw the disaster and all the dead, he became really afraid. The disease, the radiation. He must have had an uncontrollable panic attack, so he immediately turned back, dumped the machines on the crystal into the lake, and came back empty-handed to Valsambor. And the automatons have been there ever since, in hell. But who knows? Maybe today he'll want to sell. I'm sure Kate will be capable of convincing him to help the Yukels. I have to go do my waitressing shift in the tavern. Come by and see me later on, okay? Captain Obo will be there.
Ok, dobbiamo parlare con lui, lo dobbiamo convincerlo, va bene.
All right, then. I'll try and convince Captain Obo. Thank you for everything, Mr. Steiner.
I don't know if I really should wish you good luck, dear Miss Walker. Baranor is only an open grave now.
Ok, adesso andiamo a parlare con... e la gamba? Quando è che ce la fa? Vabbè, andiamo a parlare con come si chiamava? Obo. 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 Non parla con questo qui. Allora, di qua. Maniaco. Oddio, vera? Ah, qua, ok.
Fa per andare al lavoro.
Sì. Le lule. Le
I'd
lule?
rather be left here on
No,
my
non le
own if you
lule.
don't mind, miss.
Le lula. Oddio, basta trovare un
All those
ubriacone.
youngsters trying to act smart to impress the Steiner girl. It really gets to me.
Eccolo qua, è lui, è ubriacone. È
Captain
lui.
Obo?
What do you want?
Che dici te? Perché?
I'm Captain Obo, and I
Insistiamo,
command this
no?
here crystal. She's a damn
Come on, Captain. Put your bottle away for a second and listen to me. I need to use the crystal for a crossing. Your ship is big enough to take the entire Yukon caravan. And so I need you to, are you okay, Captain?
Why are you being... My God, why are you being so mean?
Well, because...
So you two, you're going to tell me I'm nothing but a gutless drunk too? Go ahead, I'm used to it.
No. Of course not. Now.
Don't bother. Just leave me the hell alone, little lady.
Forse era meglio non
I
insistere,
don't
no?
believe it.
The lake is haunted by a demon. It's watching me.
Come faccio a fargli smaltire la sbornia,
Waiting.
scusa?
I can feel it.
C'è qualche rimedio?
We're pretty lucky with all we've been through. At least we've still got places like this.
Quadro. Perché il quadro? Parlava l'altra volta il quadro, abbiamo
That
visto che
shape
sembra
there
un
in the
mostro, no?
water. What is it?
Per far passare la sbornia, che cazzo usano qua? Andiamo a parlare con... dove cazzo sarà?
Is everything okay, Kate?
Not really. I'd like to ask Captain Obo if the Yukon caravan can go on board his boat to cross over to Baranor. But I can't get a straight answer. He's completely sloshed.
I'm sorry, miss, but I really think you're wasting your time. He's getting drunk again to forget his crimes, like he always does. To forget he wasn't brave the way a captain should be. Can you believe it? In Baranor, he just picked up and abandoned his passengers. And I know, he'll never want to see that cursed place again.
I'm not sure that's true, lad. Even if he does drink a lot, the captain's a pretty good guy. Say the right thing, and you may be able to convince him.
If I'm ever lucky enough to find him sober, even for a moment, I need that drunkard to listen to me.
Maybe I can help you with that. I'll make him one of my famous small restoratives. After that, he'll want to sleep for 3 days, but at least his
Ah,
mind will be clear.
Madonna, per 3D, figlia. Presto.
Please, hurry. With every passing minute, the situation for the Yukos worsens.
I'm hurrying, but I can't make this any faster than the music, miss. It's a very old and special recipe.
Che devo chiedergli qualcosa? Cosa che devo chiedergli per te? La fuga.
Has Captain Obo taken the crystal out of port since leaving Baranor?
He's been far too drunk ever since then for that.
And anyway, the port's been closed since the tragedy of Baranor 20 years ago.
Do you think the crystal is still in sailing condition after all this time?
I'm sure there'll be a few repairs to do, but Obo never stopped keeping it in shape, you know. He loves his boat, despite everything.
Ok, fin qua ci siamo, allora.
Go see the captain. Sarah will bring you the restorative when it's
Oddio,
ready.
dobbiamo chiedere anche degli automi. Dove cazzo sono andati a finire? Già che ci siamo.
Who knows what became of the victims and automatons the captain abandoned?
No, everybody hates the captain for that. But nobody volunteered to take the helm of the crystal in his place to pick up the survivors. If there are any left in Baranor, They're all dead now, that's for sure.
Ah,
Grandfather says that the automatons would have broken down really quickly with nobody to maintain them.
ok.
Do you know why Captain Obo fled Baranor?
He must have been completely traumatized by what he saw there. The catastrophe, the victims, and then the radiation. He unloaded the automatons on the beach, but he didn't expect they'd bring the survivors back right then. He just cracked, completely snapped. Full astern and goodbye all. Can you even imagine?
Afterwards, he came up with that story of a sea monster appearing and attacking his boat.
Yes, the old legend of the monster of the lake. Convenient, isn't it? Go see the captain. Sarah will bring you the restorative when it's ready.
Boh. Ok, quindi... Mi sembra cioccolata, osti. Quanto è densa.
Take this, Captain. This one's on the house.
My God! This piss water unbattens the hatches, swabs the deck, and opens the portholes. Hello, miss.
My name is Kate Walker, Captain Obo. We met each other earlier.
To what do I owe the honor of your presence at the table of the regrettably
Ma no, che
famous
ha già fatto
Captain
effetto
Obo?
Cristo. Facciamo convinci stavolta, va.
This is good news, Captain. You're back at the starting block again. You have a new beginning, a new dawn.
Now that's a good show of spirit, Miss Walker. What'll you be having now? It's my round.
Ho bisogno di lei. Baselborn, ho bisogno di lei. Ok.
I'd rather you listen to me. You're my only hope of finding a solution to my problem.
Do tell me about it, please, miss.
Because the Yukels and their ostriches are stuck here in Valsumbor, it's causing a serious problem among the people in your community. Plus, the nomads have to continue their great journey. Only you, Captain Obo, can defuse the situation by taking them on board the crystal.
You're very wrong, Miss Walker. Everybody will tell you that I'm incapable of giving a hand to anyone.
Sì, dai.
It's true, people are quick to judge. But they're not the ones who went to Baranor like you did. They can't teach you anything about being brave.
Maybe. So tell me, where do you actually want to go then, miss?
To Baranor.
I'm a broken man because of what I saw back there that night, miss. A sad wreck of a man, really. And you're asking me to go back. Back there. Back to hell. I saw the hellish red eyes of the monster of the lake. Beast as big and long as my boat. Ask your Yukel friends what they think about it. They call it the Kilak, the evil spirit of the lake. The devil guarding the doorway to hell.
Well,
No,
let's
ma
just look
Madonna,
at it
allora
like
c'è
a second
qualcosa.
chance. What do you say?
No. Never.
Anche si fa leva sull'orgoglio.
In that case, I'll buy the crystal.
What makes you think she's up for sale?
You've left her in the port to rot. She's completely run down. You haven't the money to keep her shipshape. I have money, and I need that ferry.
She's a ferry, not a liner. The girl wants to take the helm of the crystal. Now I've heard everything.
I know that if the proud crystal had an equally proud commander at her helm, things would go better. But as you don't want to go on a voyage...
All right, all right. You can get your gang of little savages and board the crystal. I'll take you.
Dai, buono.
Thank you, Captain, really, with all my heart. And thank you on behalf of the Yukels.
Oh, but be careful now, Captain Girl. You're not there yet. There are two conditions. And they are negotiable.
Sentiamo.
First, we stop by Naldas. It's a little town just a bit south of Baranor. That will mean we avoid the most radioactive zones, but it won't actually take you too far off your path. And second, we also sail by day. We're not going to finish up on the lake monster's plate. And it sleeps during the day. The beast is usually a bit of a night owl anyway.
Ok.
I
va bene.
accept, Captain Obo.
In that case, all hands on deck now, sailor, because we've got work to do before we can hoist the anchor.
Come on, Kate. You hurry off and meet with the captain before he changes his mind. I'll go tell Grandfather to join you on board the Crystal with Kirk.
Ho capito, ma in
Thank you,
piede?
Sarah.
Cosa devo fare con la gamba, scusa? Eh? Cioè, ok.
I was sure the captain would end up by saying yes.
Ok, ma che devo tornare da suo nonno, dici te? E la gamba? Come te la portano loro? No, non ha mica detto che te la portano loro, sì. A me non mi sembra di averlo letto. Lo vedi? Eccolo. Gli spieghiamo tutto?
What exactly happened in Baranor?
An accident in reactor number 3. Negligence. Faulty maintenance. What do I know? Anyway, one spark was all it took, and then total chaos. The rare survivors were brought back here to the Volsambor Clinic.
So you and Hans decided to build an army of automatons to help all the people who were left behind still stuck in the rubble in Baranor.
Yeah. Hans thought that helping the town that had opened its arms to his amusement park was a duty. And we would have managed to do it in the end, too. If only that coward Obo hadn't left our automatons to rust because of his so-called lake monster. The evil monster of the lake. Stories to
Che non
scare small
sembra
children
forse,
with,
che
Miss
non
Walker.
sembra sia vero quella
Not an
cosa lì,
excuse
però.
for cowardice. Mein Gott.
Are you still angry at Captain Obo for abandoning your automatons?
Ah, yeah. Hans and I put an awful lot of energy into making them all, you know. We thought of everything.
How so?
Our automatons were designed to tirelessly go through all the rubble, piece by piece, in search of survivors. Administer first aid, and then take them back to the beach so that they could be safely embarked on the Crystal. But because of Obo, none of that ever happened.
La gamba mi sa che non ce la molla, né?
How did you meet
Finiamo anche
Hans
l'ultimo
Wahlberg?
dialogo.
I met dear Hans when he had just arrived here in Volsambor, 20 years ago.
What was he doing in the region?
Oh, he didn't seem to have any particular reason. Always traveling. He stopped off here and there, then left again when the feeling came.
Thank you for your help.
E lei la gamba non me la dai. Vabbè. Niente ragazzi, andiamo addirittura da Capitano Obo allora, a questo punto. Ok, oddio. No, di qua. Ok, vediamo qua. Ah. Allora, capitano qua. Ok, qua è chiuso. Sarà sopra?
It looks like it needs repairs.
Sa
Too
che
bad.
riparazioni. Eccolo.
All right, Captain. How are the preparations going?
There's quite a bit of work to do before we can hoist the anchor, Miss Kate.
Ah, pareva strano. Posso aiutare? No, dai, non c'ho voglia di aiutare. Partiamo, dai, presto, via,
We
via,
have to
via.
hurry. The Yugels are getting impatient, you know.
I can't be everywhere at once, cabin girl. But if you could lend a hand, it would be more than welcome.
Ecco, in pratica devo dargli una
What
mano
should I
per
do?
forza, va bene.
Well, the coal needs to be stocked up. As for myself, I'll look after getting the water tanks ready to be filled. Take
Carbone.
this. It's the code you need for entering the hangar where the coal is kept. You actually need it to use the crane to load the coal onto the crystal. Don't forget to open the storage hatchway first.
Ok, va bene. Presumo sia quello all'entrata, no? Proviamo a chiederlo però.
How do I open the hatchway to the coal storage on the crystal?
Just turn the wheel on the ship's bridge, sailor.
Sul ponte marinaio, ok.
What do I need to do in the hangar?
That's where you'll find all the coal you need for the crystal. One container should just about be enough. And don't forget to use the entry code for the crane that I just gave you.
E infine la
What do
gru.
I need the crane for?
This here is for loading all the coal you get from the hangar onto the ship. Use the code I
Prima
gave
però
you so that
bisogna
you can access the
aprire...
control post.
I'll take care of that, Captain.
We need to set sail as soon as possible, so better hurry up.
Allora, quindi adesso andiamo verso sotto, dopo andiamo a vedere, vabbè, qua ci ha lasciato il codice, andiamo verso l'hangar che penso sia quello che troviamo all'inizio prima di salire qua nella zona, solo che dovremmo cercare come aprire sopra qua che c'era il carico. Cos'è che ha detto? Qua c'era una... Sto parlando da solo, amore. C'era una ruota da girare per aprire... Che cazzo che è? Per caricarlo sulla nave, no? Sì, ho capito per caricare il carbone, ma dove cazzo si apre? Ah, da qua forse. Ok, forse è questa. Ehi, ok. Perfetto, almeno qua siamo a posto. Adesso andiamo giù dalla nave. L'hangar dovrebbe essere, presumo, quello lì. Qui non c'è un cazzo per aprirlo. Qui. Ah, il codice, perfetto, andiamo a vedere il codice. R1, prescrizione no. Osserva. Tutto qui, siamo sicuri, non ci sono stranezze? Ah, perché è scritto così qua? E qua è scritto così? 0509. Qua sembra un altro numero, vabbè, proviamo. 0509. Ah vabbè, niente, ok, pensavo fosse uno di quei codici non codici, no? Quelle cose tipo trabocchetto, invece niente, ok. Allora, ok, così dovrebbe uscire il tutto, anche perché qua dietro Eh sì, certo, devo fare... Ah no, non mi si buggare dietro, aspetta. Prima dovrò farlo andare avanti, quindi aspetta un secondo. Sì, per forza. Allora, ok. Adesso che abbiamo caricato, giriamo addirittura la manopola prima che ce la dimentichiamo poi. Così va verso l'uscita subito, senza cagare la minchia. Ok, ma il carbone, dove che lo mettiamo? Scusa, mi viene il dubbio qua. Hai, hai visto anche te dietro? Questi? Scivolo. Ok. Ho visto per caso e mi è scappato l'occhio proprio. Che minchia serve? Magari qua? Sì, sì, ecco, lo scivolo, buono, è andata bene, ma è andata. Allora, ecco, presumo che bisogna prima andare su. Sì, grazie a cazzo. Allora, beh, che si sale da qua? Eh? Sta roba? Mm. Serviamo magari per capire se è pieno o no. Ah, vabbè. Allora. Visuale del cazzo mi ha messo? Che non ci capisco una mazza. Ah, noi dobbiamo andare a vedere dov'è che c'è pieno probabilmente. Oppure... Allora, sono andato fino in fondo però. No, devo provare una cosa. Ok. Vabbè, sembra tutto lo stesso rumore. Eccolo qui, ok, questo qua è un bel tonfo, sarà piena la roba dentro. Sarà un tubo pieno di carbone. Adesso andiamo indietro un pelo, era più o meno... no, ancora uno. Che era questo? Sì, ok, era questo qua. Allora, quindi, mettiamoci lo scivolo. E vediamo che succede. Anche se sembra pieno, non funziona. Va bene ragazzi, ci lasciamo con questo enigma, carino, sembrerebbe un po' più carino dell'altro. Vediamo la prossima volta come procedere. Ragazzi, grazie di tutto, alla prossima puntata.